Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dependent Fanatic channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Michigan football's 2023 schedule. Whoever the head coach of Michigan is next season, they will have all the reasons to make it back to the college football playoff. It has to be, if Harbaugh does leave, it has to be a coach that can hold together all the talent that Michigan has on this roster in order to do so. But the schedule sets up easily, and if he does leave, I have a list of coach replacements that I find valid for Michigan next season that can make it all the way back to the playoff in year one under Michigan. So stay tuned for that at the end of the video. We're going to start with the schedule. Michigan next year opens up with East Carolina, ECU. They were 8-5 last season. It should be a win for Michigan, no matter who leaves and who's the head coach, right? It's Michigan. Then the very next week we have UNLV, 6-7 last season. Again, a win. And then the next week, September 16th, Bowling Green, 5-7. So the non-conference yet again is putrid for Michigan, but it's ideal for if there is a new coach trying to figure out their schemes and whatnot and who fits the schemes on the team. So that bodes well for Michigan. We open conference play with Rutgers, who was 4-8, and it's Schiano's fourth year in his second stint back at Rutgers. Still no bowl appearance in that stint. So can he improve? Then we are at Nebraska. 4-8. That's another thing about this schedule. We draw pretty well from the Big Ten West. Nebraska, Minnesota, and Purdue. Purdue did win the West last year, but it was a jumbled mess over there. They're all pretty good teams, but not the projected best teams. I wouldn't want to play Wisconsin next year or Iowa, but they're all pretty good. Nebraska was 4-8 last season, and can Matt Rule, as in his first year, can he make an impact in his first season and get them to a bowl game or possibly upset Michigan? It's possible, but I don't see it. Then the very next week at Minnesota. So Michigan has 2 road games in a row here, and then there will be another instance of that later in the season. But Minnesota was 9-4, and then PJ Fleck is going into his 7th season. He is 44-27 and 500 in the Big Ten. Seems like he goes 9-4 pretty much every season, right there in the hunt in the Big Ten West. We haven't played them in quite a while. For the Little Brown Jug, that'll be interesting at their house. Then we follow that up with Indiana at home, who is 4-8. Tom Allen's 8th year. He is 30-40 overall, and 17-35 in the Big Ten. It's at home. I know years past Indiana gives us problems and close games, but I don't think next year. And then the big one, the first big one, at Michigan State, 5-7 they went this season. So Mel Tucker, after his great 11-2 season last year, or 2 years ago, last year he went 5-7. Mel Tucker's 4th year, he is 18-14 now and 12-13 in the Big Ten. He's got to keep chopping. He's got to keep chopping that wood. Purdue comes up next. 8-6 is what they went. They were 8-4 in the Big Ten championship. Lost that, and then lost to LSU bigly in the bowl game. Braum is gone to Louisville. I see no problems there for Michigan. And then here is your second hardest game of the entire season. Both your top 2 hardest games are in the last 3 weeks of the season. It is at Penn State this season. They went 11-2 and held the Big Ten high and beat Utah. It's James Franklin's 10th year. He is 78-36 all time at Penn State and 49-30 in the Big Ten. So that should be a challenge. I'm guessing it's going to probably be a night game and maybe their whiteout game yet again. And then at Maryland is next, 8-5. Mike Loxley's 5th year. I'm still not sure if Talia Tagovailoa is coming back, but Mike Loxley went 21-8 in 4 seasons, 11-27 in the Big Ten. He is on the upward trajectory, but I don't see Michigan looking ahead. It is a look-ahead game to Ohio State. And we finish off the season with them. 11-2 is what they went last season. Lost to us and a loss to Georgia in the playoff. It's Ryan Day's 5th year, and he is 45-6 in his 4 seasons. 31-2 in the Big Ten, and you know them 2 losses were to Michigan the last 2 seasons. Michigan's opponents' record totals up to 83-69 for this upcoming season from last year's records, and you never know what these teams are going to do. Like I said, some will improve, some will falter. Harbaugh's record at Michigan is 74-25 and 51-17 in the Big Ten, and he is 25-3 since COVID. So something turned around there. He hired a whole bunch of young people after that COVID season, took a little bit of the reins off the quarterback, which he still needs to do, and we'll see. If he is gone, though, here are some replacements that I wouldn't mind. If you're looking for a pipe dream, the first person I would call is Sean Payton, former New Orleans Saints head coach. I think he would just kill it with JJ in this offense, Donovan Edwards in this. And we heard today that Trevor Keegan is coming back. So we'll see if Zinter is, but the offensive line should be good yet again, especially if Sharon Moore stays. And he is my next. If you're looking for an internal replacement, Sharon Moore, the offensive line coach and co-offensive coordinator, he produced the best offensive line in the nation, according to the Joe Moore Award, for the last 2 seasons in a row. Why wouldn't you want that guy to head up your team? After him, Mike Hart, internal yet again, running backs coach, former running back from Michigan, bleeds maize and blue. I wouldn't mind that. And if you're looking external, I think Shane Beamer, head coach at South Carolina, would be acceptable. Coming off them huge wins versus Tennessee and Clemson, he's building that team in the positive trajectory. He's getting transfers in that are key, and he's making the best of what he has at South Carolina. And then my final head coach, Dave Aranda from Baylor. Defensive genius, and he would have amazing talent here at Michigan to work with. I think he could throw in an offensive coordinator that would love to work with JJ and Edwards and Corum. Corum's back as well, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Harbaugh comes back, and it might be a while. Last year, he waited until National Signing Day when he had a interview with the Minnesota Vikings, and they turned him down, and he said, all right, I'll come back. Well, how long is it going to take this time? That was, National Signing Day is in February, so it could be a while. But whoever the head coach is, the schedule sets up well, the talent is there, and I think Michigan can make another big run yet again at the national championship. So there you have it. And for Ohio State, they're at home this year. CJ Stroud is still deciding on the NFL, and it's coming down to the deadline. We'll see if he is coming back or not. It kind of makes me excited that he hasn't decided, because he's been thinking about coming back. So we'll see. I would like that. So there you have it. Remember to like the video, share, subscribe, and have a great night, everybody. Go Blue.